Careblazer, have you met Goldie? If not, let me introduce you to her. This is Goldie, and my team has been collecting the questions you are leaving underneath my YouTube videos, and they're putting them in here for me to answer. So this is a new segment. We'll see how it goes, but I am going to be pulling randomly questions that you are leaving for me underneath my YouTube videos, and I'm going to answer them. So if you've ever left me a question under a YouTube video, chances are it might be in here. If you have a question you wish you could get my response on, leave it underneath this video. I'll be sure that my team adds it and puts it in Goldie. Let's pull today's question.
It's one unique, one special vibe.
Okay, let's see what we have. So this question says, my husband had the full-on dementia assessment in 2017. How soon should he get another? Okay, the full-on dementia assessment, I am guessing you are referring to neuropsychological testing. This is so much more than just a 30-question test that is given in a regular doctor's office or neurologist's office. Those are called screening measures. It's not a full-on dementia assessment. The full-on dementia assessment is usually going to be several hours long, spread over several days from the point you show up for the evaluation to the point you get the diagnosis. And in the case of this, what I would say is that most people, when they get their dementia assessment, there's typically a follow-up within 1 year. So if this was in 2017 and he hasn't had a follow-up on a dementia assessment, he's probably due, unless there is one caveat to this. If the person with dementia went and got testing and their performance was so impaired, meaning they really struggled with a lot of the tasks, they're probably not going to be able to do it in another year's time. In fact, it's likely going to be even more difficult for them. So in those cases, a follow-up assessment, meaning a follow-up neuropsych assessment, would not be recommended. And so it's possible that in your husband's situation, maybe follow-up testing was not recommended since it's been years since he's had an assessment from the first time. But the way that you could figure it out is just to call the office and say, hey, my loved one had the full-on dementia testing in 2017, and I'm wondering, is he due for a follow-up? When I used to do the dementia assessments in the Geriatric Evaluation and Management Center at a large hospital, we would often, for the majority of cases, give them the results, and pretty much anywhere from normal thinking to, probably mild cognitive impairment, all the way to the moderate stage, we would say, we will have you back in a year to do another assessment, but contact us sooner if you notice any significant changes. So I'm not sure about your situation, but I'm guessing since it's been so long, it could be that they did not think any further testing would be beneficial. As always, all dementia care is individual and there's individualized approaches. Now, I'm thinking we could do another one of these. That was pretty short. Some of the questions that are in here are a little bit more comprehensive. Some are pretty short. Let's go grab another one.
It's one unique, one special vibe.
Okay, I get a little nervous doing these because I'm not quite sure. It's a little bit on the spot. I don't know what I'm going to get. Okay, this one says, I hear from family, if you ever need anything, let me know. If you want to go for coffee, let me know. However, when I ask, they aren't available and I have coffee at home. Okay, this is really great. So here's what I would say in these situations. A lot of people who want to be helpful or say they want to be helpful will say things like, let me know if there's anything I can do to help. But the thing is, most people just don't know how to help, and they don't know what would be helpful to you, and what would be helpful to you might not be helpful to another caregiver. So in these situations, I always recommend you do this as your homework. Every single Careblazer, I would recommend that you do this. I would come up with a list of things that you wouldn't mind receiving help with. Now, of course, things on that list might be direct caregiving tasks, like helping watch your loved one while you get away, or helping them bathe, or taking them to doctor's appointments. Of course, like those biggie caregiving items can be on there, but I would encourage you to expand and think about maybe housekeeping, running errands, grocery shopping, picking up prescriptions, anything that you don't 100% have to do and somebody else could potentially do, that's help for you. So that way, the next time anybody says, if you need anything, let me know, you can say, oh, actually, I'm really looking for somebody to help pick up the prescriptions from the pharmacy every month. And then you put it on them. Now, what I really gather from your question here is that they're not available when you ask. There's a couple of things here. Number one, they really might not be available. They just might, like other people have their lives. And so the time that you ask them, like, oh, they say, let me know if you want to go to coffee. When you ask, they're not available and you have coffee at your home. The other way that you could do is, so understand, yep, life is busy, that can happen. The other thing is that you can say, if this is a common theme and you want to have coffee with them, you can say, I'd really like to have coffee with you. What would be a good time? Like, let's get something scheduled. I mean, I do this all the time with pretty much anybody in my life. It's like, let's get it on the books. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. If you contacted me today and you wanted me to do something in 2 days, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm like pretty much at least 7 to 14 days out for anything. And that's just me. And so I would guess, like, make an effort. Do not let this mean that nobody will ever meet up with you for coffee. Don't let it mean that people won't follow through. Will some people not follow through? Absolutely. Will some people follow through? Absolutely, but not if you give up. So don't let those people stop you from potentially having the socialization and the help that you absolutely want. This is a big message for everyone. Careblazer, 2 cards, 2 questions. Leave your question below this video. My team will make sure it gets added to Goldie, and I'll randomly choose some questions, all right? Also, just let me know your thoughts on this. These are more quick bits, not as much into detail. And if you like this idea of getting questions answered and you would love the idea to be able to speak back with me and get some more feedback and to go into more in depth, I would strongly encourage you, check out the Care course where we do stuff like this all the time, but we're all together. Caring is get better together, and there's a lot of back and forth. So that's what I have for you today. Sending love. Bye.
Also, Nico gets a belly rub for every person who subscribes from this video. So if you haven't already, click the red subscribe button. It's totally free. And Nico says, thank you very much.